Okay, class, go ahead and give a double-handed high five to your partner, followed by, hey! There we go. Today we're going to do the handshake market activity. Identify how prices are determined in the market is your first objective. Predict the results of a change in the market. We're going to see taxes. We're going to see changes in the price of substitutes and other things. Experience the effect of a price ceiling and a tax. And finally, apply effective negotiation skills. You remember from the first day when we had the activity where we had people buying and selling, same thing over again, except it's going to go crazy. Today's going to be nuts. I'm going to put you in groups of buyers and sellers, right? So you guys are going to be the buyers. You guys are going to be the sellers. Buyers only look at these blue cards, right? A buyer wants to pay, obviously, the lowest price possible. Obviously, if you're buying something, you want the lowest price based on what you're willing to pay. These cards on this table tell you what you're willing to pay, right? So that tells you this person's willing to pay $2 for a handshake. So that's the product you're selling today is handshakes. So how much they're willing to pay is on there. That person's willing to pay no more than $2, right? After you make a transaction, you return your card to the pile, and you pick again randomly. This person's willing to pay how much? $8, right? $8. That's $8. So some people could see it. $8. So someone's willing to pay $8 for this. Not 9, not 10. Great, that makes sense. Next thing, buy as many handshakes as you can in each different rounds. We'll have at least 4 rounds. So each time you want to buy as many as you possibly can to get the highest score possible. You already have your score sheets. Sellers, same idea. Sellers want to sell things for the highest price possible. Those cards are over here at this desk, right? And they'll be passed out to you randomly. This person's willing to sell it for how much? 3, right? They can't sell it for less than 3. That tells the minimum they're willing to actually charge for this. Right? How much they're willing to, and able to sell handshakes is determined by the numbers in the red card. After you make a transaction, a couple things, they're going to come back up, put it back in the pile, and then grab a new one. And most importantly, they're going to write down, or they're going to tell me the transaction price, how much they bought or sold it from another person. Now, they want to sell as many handshakes as they can in each round. That's how you actually want to win this. You want to buy and sell as many possible times as you can. And for me, I want to see what's going to happen to the price, right? I put these numbers out here, and I want to find out how prices are determined in a market, which is what you guys have created, a market for handshakes. Make sense? Yeah. Cool, awesome. Next thing, the rules, randomly pick one card at a time. Please don't look through the cards and try to pick the best one for you. Another one is you must pick a different card after each transaction. If you have a 10 as a buyer, it's good to have a 10, like a good thing. You want to have the highest price willingness to pay. But don't, like I said, don't look through them all, and then don't have a 10 and be like, okay, put that one back, and then grab your 10 again. You know what I'm saying? Put in, grab another one at random. And then buy and sell from different people. You cannot buy or sell from the same person more than 2 times in any given round. Last one, if you want to get a new card and you don't like your card for whatever reason, let's say you only have a 2, and you're like, you know what, that's not a 2. If you have a really low number and you don't like that, you can actually get rid of it by leaving the market. Everyone look over here. Right here, this is leaving the market. To leave the market, you got to hit this sign, but before you do that, you got to wait 20 seconds sitting in your chair. So you have to sit down for 20 seconds, sit down. You have to make that decision to sit down. I'm going to leave the market. I'm not going to try to sell anything. And then you have to walk up here, hit the leave the market sign. Make sure to bang on it. That's actually part of the activity. I want to keep hearing this, right? And you'll know when that's happening, something weird is happening in the market. If you leave the market, you come back in, you can switch out your card and start over again. Each time you're a new person though. So this person's willing to pay 8. If you start over again, your new person willing to pay 3. Another person, this person's willing to pay 3. Another person's willing to pay 3. Wow, what's the chances? Anyways, also keep in mind that since there is no transaction, write down left the market on your score sheet. So if you ever leave the market, just write left the market for that transaction because obviously there was no transaction. You already left the market. Okay, one last thing. Your score is determined by the difference between the price and what you're willing to pay or sell something for. So we're going to have 4 different rounds. Keep track of your personal score on the score sheet. For example, if you're a buyer, if your card said 7, so you said 7, but you negotiate a price of 5, then your score is going to be 2, right? And you want the highest score possible. If you're a seller and your card said 4, and you negotiate a price of 5, then your score is 1. Now what happens if the price on your card and the negotiated price are the same? What's your score? 0, right? And of course, the last thing is you can't buy or sell for a loss. And so in this situation, you cannot buy or sell for your handshake for a loss. You have a hard time buying or selling, consider leaving the market. And I leave it up to you if you want to leave the market or not. Does it make sense? Great. There's going to be 4 different rounds of this activity. Right now, first, I have to give you guys your cards. Before I move on, lean over your partner and tell them the rules again of this activity. Ready and go. Can you grab those and hand them out to the sellers? All right, here we go. Random. Okay. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the number on your card depends if you're a buyer or seller. In this case, I picked a 2. So if I was a buyer and I'm buying it for 2, that's how much I'm willing to pay for this thing. So if I can't get 2 or less, then I got to consider leaving the market. Make sense? Great. Sellers, let's go randomly pick a seller card. If you were a seller and you picked a number 7, that means I have to sell it for 7 or more. Right? I can't sell it for 5 because this represents my cost, like my cost of producing stuff. So $7 is, and if I can sell it for more, that's great. If I can sell it for 8, and then I get 1 for my score. If I sell it for 7, I get nothing on my score. So we're going to do 4 different rounds. You guys are going to walk around, give me about 5 minutes. Are you guys excited about running this activity? Yeah. All right, the market is open. Ready to go? Let's do this. So 5. Sellers, come to me. What'd you sell for? 6. For 2, you sold it for 2? 1. You sold it for 4. 7, 8. Wow. 5, John. 6. Return the cards. All right, go ahead and calculate your score. First of all, this is a unregulated competitive market. There was no government involvement. There was no ceilings or floors. There's no taxes, none of that stuff. Guys, bring it in. Bring it in. So this is just an unregulated market. The question is, where do prices come from? So who set the prices?
The sellers.
It was the sellers. The price came from the sellers then, huh? It came from both, right? Sellers were like, you're going to pay $7, or you're going to pay $8. That did work apparently a few times. Like a few people did pay 8, and the seller's like, listen, I got to take 8, so you're going to pay. And someone's like, okay, I'll buy it at 8. Obviously, that was to somebody who was willing to pay more than $8, or at least $8 for it. And some other people were able to buy it for $3, which is pretty impressive, right? Somebody out there, one of you guys bought it for 3, obviously from a seller who was willing to sell it for 3 or less. You guys with me? But it's the negotiation between buyers and sellers that set prices. It is not some mythical creature or government agency that says, okay, price of gasoline is this. It's buyers and sellers interacting, and the result is like something like this. If we kept doing this over and over and over again for like 3 hours, what eventually would happen? Equilibrium. Yeah, we come to equilibrium, so the price would be set. Now, interesting enough, it's like 5 or 6 or somewhere in there. So like $5.50 is probably the equilibrium price. So let's put that on here. So if the price was $5.50 at equilibrium, eventually you couldn't even, get any higher price or lower price. So buyers couldn't try to convince people to pay less or to sell it for less because they'd say, everyone's paying $5.50. You can't get me to, pay any more than that. And sellers the same thing. You guys with me? Are you sure? Yeah. Good, so that's equilibrium. The quantity, help me out with the quantity real quick. Someone do the math for me. The price is somewhere around 550 and the quantity is somewhere around 51. Everybody understand that concept? Yeah. That's supply and demand. Now obviously, in the real world, it takes time for that to occur, right? Now it's time to make a change. Right, time to make a change. Right now, turn your paper over to the back side. In round 2, we're gonna make a change. In round 2, I wanna hook up and I wanna help the buyers, right? I wanna help you guys. Give me a high five over here. Yep, do this. I'm gonna lower the price for them. The price is all the way up here at 6 or 5. I'm going to put a price ceiling. So this is a price ceiling at $3. So the government says, listen, you can't charge 5 or 6 anymore. You've got to charge $3 and nothing more. So sellers, if your card says 7, that's a 3. If your card says 2, that's a 2. Do you know what I'm saying? But anything 3 or higher, it's still a 3. You cannot legally charge a higher price. Does that make sense? What's this concept called again? A price ceiling. The government put a cap on the price and preventing the price from going any higher. Right? So in a second, I'm going to open that back up again. Before I do that, let's get your cards out. Right? So right now, go ahead and pass those cards out. Thank you. Here we go. Ready and open. Market is now open. Gotta slam it. 3. No. 3. $3. So if you're wondering, this week was dress up week. Today was pirate day and yesterday was camping day. So that's why we're all dressed crazy. Hey, take a look at these students. Pretty awesome, huh? You guys waiting over here?
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We back in. Let's do it. 3 million. I want to hit you. Yes, $3.
Yeah, handshake. Get it, shake hands, Aaron. Oh, right, here we go. Here's our results. You can see the price never went over 3. Good job, sellers, for following the rules. Sellers, how'd you feel in that round? Annoyed with what? Yeah, every single time you're like, oh, I'm willing to sell it for 4. Oh, crap, I can't sell it for because the government won't let me. So what did you guys do? A lot of you guys do. You left. So right now, count how many times you guys left the market. Right? How many times you leave the market? So yell out some numbers. 4, 3. Now, buyers, I want to hook you up. Did I end up helping you guys?
Yes.
Did I really hook you guys up? All of you? No. In fact, the numbers show me, yes, you did pay a lower price, and maybe your score is better, but all of you are now worse off. Why? Because you all have less handshakes. If this was something important to you, like cars, look up. If this was cars and the government said, listen, let's put a price cap on cars. Car can't go over $5,000 for a car. You might be like, oh, cool, I paid a low price, but I don't have enough cars. There's not enough cars for society. Society wanted something like 51 units, and we only had something like 10, 20, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We had 19. So we had half as many, or less than half as many actual handshakes this time around. Make sense? So you guys got screwed, and you guys, in a way, also got screwed because now you have less handshakes. So, by the way, notice what happened to the price? Went down. What happened to quantity? Clearly went down. Right now, turn your back side piece of paper. On your paper, I want you to draw the graph that occurred, and then answer the questions right next door. Let's assume this policy is now gone. The government said that's a bad idea. They got rid of it. So we're going to compare round 1 to round 3. Take a look at your piece of paper on round 3. In round 3, there is another market, the market for high fives. Right? Now, you can't give high fives. I'm the only person to give high fives for Mr. Clifford. The price used to be 10, but now the price for high fives is going to go down to 3. So here's the deal. Buyers, whatever you pick, if you end up getting a 5, do you understand? Let's say you had a 5, you can walk up to me, get a high five, and you get a 2 for your score. Right? No negotiation. Everyone's going to end up getting $3 for high fives no matter what. Right? Before we move on, right now, answer question 3 on your paper. Predict what's going to happen to the price and the quantity, right? Go back over this because this is new ground. Ready and go. Talk to your partner. We're analyzing handshakes. You're analyzing handshakes, not high fives.
Oh, man.
We've got 2 separate markets in this room at the same exact time. I'll say it again. You can continue to buy handshakes from the sellers of handshakes right here, all you want. If you would prefer to buy a high five from only me, I'm the only person to get high fives, come in here, I'll give you guys a high five, and it's an automatic price of 3. It used to be 10, but now it's 3. Yes?
Can we just keep getting high fives?
Yeah, you can keep jumping back in here. At some point, I might say my hand hurts, and I can't give you a high five. You have to wait maybe like 3 seconds, but that might happen. I don't know. We'll see. But so there won't be a giant line, but at some point, there might be a few people lined up. Make sense? Yes? Yeah. You guys excited to find out what's going to happen? Yeah. Now here's the point. Here's what I'm trying to say. I told you this first day. This is important things. It seems like we're screwing around, playing games. It's not. If you own a business someday and you know the price of a substitute just fell, you should know what's going to happen before it happens. And probably half of the room understands supply and demand well enough to go, I know exactly what's going to happen. And the other people have to learn it, and that's why you're in this class. All right, let's find out what's going to happen. Ready? And market is open. Let's go. High five for 3. There you go. There you go. High five for 3. Enjoy. Come sellers, come report. High five. High five. There you go. High five. Sellers report in. High fives. Go high fives. Go high five. Sellers, come to me. Report in. Sellers, what you got? 4 and 5. Let's see if your prediction was right. Let's see if your prediction. What happened to the price? Remember, you did these numbers. I did not change these numbers. You just reported in your numbers. Compared to round 1, what did the price do? It looked like it went down, right? There's a whole lot more in 5 and 6, particularly 6. And now we got 5s, and we're actually mostly 4s now. So the price went down according to you, not me, right? This interaction between buyers and sellers caused this to happen. What happened to the quantity? Clearly went down compared to round 1, right? The question is, why? On your piece of paper with your partner, we have not done this yet. Right now, draw the supply and demand graph for handshakes and show what shifted. There's a shift here that occurred to cause the price to do what it did and the quantity to do what it did. All right, do not work by yourself. Talk to your partner. Ready and go. Let's do this. What happened? What happened and why did it happen? Supply and demand got some sort of equilibrium in round 1 at around 550, a quantity of 51. That's what we said. In this round, in round 3, something happened in the market. What happened? What was the change? It wasn't a ceiling. It wasn't that. What was it? A price of a Substitute, right? Price of related good. The price of substitute ended up falling. So instead of paying $10 for high fives, now all of a sudden the price is $3 for high fives. So what did the buyers do? Buyers, what did you guys do? You went to go buy high fives. Not every single round, but maybe sometimes you're not ready to go buy high fives, right? So that's exactly what you did. All right, look up here. Is that supply or demand? Clearly demand. Why? Price of related goods is a shift or demand. The consumers, in this case the buyers, left. Where'd they go? They left the handshake market. Where'd they go? And they went to the high five market. They came to me instead, right? So when the price falls for a substitute, people say, you know what, I'm not going to go buy handshakes anymore. Remember, we're analyzing handshakes. So the demand falls. When that demand falls, we ended up with a lower price and a lower quantity. Price fell, quantity fell. I did not cause it to change. You caused it to change because that's what markets do. Sure. Cool, does it make sense? Yeah. Graphs, great. Last round, final one. Here's what's going to happen. In round 4, as it says, there's going to be a tax on, by the way, I want to point out, the price has gone back up for high fives. High fives are now $10 again. So sorry, that's it. So we are skipping round 3, round 2. Those never happen. Just go from round 1 to round 4. There's a tax on handshakes. Great. It's a tax of $3, by the way, per handshake. You have to pay the government $3 per handshake. The sellers do, that is. So the question is, what's going to happen? Good. On your piece of paper, with your partner, please answer question number 5. Predict what's going to happen to price and quantity compared to the original equilibrium in round 1. All right? Ready to go? Price is going to go up, quantity going to go up, price can go down, quantity, what's going to happen? $3 goes to the government for every unit. So I'll say it again. Go ahead. If you end up picking a 2, 2 is really a 5. 2 is really a 5 because you got to pay that $3 to the government. I'm kind of screwing you guys over a little bit. Sorry. We'll have 2 different scores. We'll have seller score and a buyer score. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, help the sellers out.
Do you want me to set up a price floor so we can raise the price and hook you guys, or keep the price real high? You think that's going to end up helping you guys? No. How about we set the price high, and we'll set the price at $9 for everyone. We'll hook you guys up. No. You guys want to do that? No. I want to hook you guys up. If you want to change the things, you guys can ask the government. Let's get the government to go out there and raise that price up so we can help out those sellers. It's called a price floor. Buyers, you like that idea? No. Sellers, you like that idea? No. It's probably not a good idea. And it's not a good idea, right? Because you understand economics.
We don't have to sit by ourselves as much.
What's that?
We're always like sitting there alone.
I know. Like I said, doing this activity for the first time, after doing it a couple times, I realized, yeah, I'm kind of screwing the sellers over and over again. Do you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to do a price floor in round 2 because the price ceiling is more intuitive to you guys. Like understanding that buyers have a low price seems like it would help you out. And most of the time, students who don't take economics think, oh, that's a good thing. Like if I told you we had a price ceiling on gasoline for $1 for gas, most of you guys, before you took this class, be like, yeah, awesome. And I'm trying to show you this activity that's pretty dumb. Okay, I wonder what's going to happen. I already know. I know what's going to happen because that's what markets do. But let's find out. Ready and go. Let's find out what's going to happen.
$5.
Sorry. Seven. $5. 6. 7. Are you guys buyers or sellers waiting here? You're buyers? Oh, okay. $7 it is.
I sold for $7.
I hate you. 7.
How much?
All right, stop. Take a seat. There we go. What happened to the price?
Went up.
Clearly went up. If you counted these quantity, what happened to quantity? It definitely went down. Is that what your prediction says?
Yes.
Great. Draw it. Right now, answer that question. Draw the shift that occurred and why it occurred, and answer those questions next door. When we started in round 1, there was an equilibrium. What was that price in equilibrium in round 1? Yeah, something like $5.50 or somewhere around there. And obviously there's some sort of quantity, and that quantity was somewhere around 50. That's what's on the card. If there was no regulation, no ceiling, no taxes, that would be equilibrium. And then I started messing with it with this other stuff. So the question is, when the government puts in a tax, so the government puts in a $3 tax, what shifts and which direction? Is it supply or demand? Supply. Definitely supply. What's the shifter? What's the shifter? Government involvement, in this case a tax. The supply curve, you're exactly right, would shift to the left. So right now on your paper, make sure you have dot, 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 dot down, S, look, right down supply tax. So you have that actually labeled the same way I have it. And don't stop there, like finish it off. The graph tells me there's going to be a new price, which is here, dot, dot over, right? I'm just going to write price 1, and over here, quantity Q1. According to the graph, what happens to price? Goes up. What happens to quantity on the graph? Goes down. What happened in real life? The exact same thing. This is a lab. You know how you're in science lab, your chemistry lab, you do something, here's what's going to happen, and it does? Well, that's it. Right? So I put you in a scenario where I didn't tell you to raise the price. You did it. Right? You did it because that's what markets do. They adjust to incentives and to people. This is Jacob Clifford. I'm dressed like a pirate because today is Pirate Day, and I want to show you this activity. I call it the handshake market. I'm going to give you some introduction to how I came up with the activity and then talk about the resources you need and go from there. Now, you might have already seen the other activity I do for supply and demand. It's called the Pearl Exchange. It's right here. It's a great activity. I've been doing it for years, and it's awesome. You get students as buyers and sellers, and they have to negotiate a price looking at consumer and producer surplus. It's a great activity, but for years, I've had a problem with it because each seller has the same minimum selling price, and each buyer has the same maximum price. And that's not very realistic in a real market. And so I've been, for a while, thinking I want to do different activity, I want to try something else. And so finally, last Friday, I came up with another activity. I stole some of the ideas from an activity called In the Chips from the Foundation for Teaching Economics, but I added some new components to it that I think make it more realistic. So the only thing you need to run this activity is cards, preferably different color decks of cards, blue and red. You don't use the entire deck, and you don't use any face cards. So the buyers have blue cards. You'll see in the video how I set that up, but you do need to set it up where there's 2 10s, there are 4 9s in these cards, there are 4 8s, there are 3 7s, 3 6s, 2 5s, 2 4s, 1 3, and 1 2. So these are the cards that students are going to be using. This represents what they're willing to pay, or the demand curve. So you actually can create a demand curve using these cards. Of course, the sellers also have their cards. In this case, I made them red. In this case, there's 1 10, 1 9, 2 8s, 2 7s, 3 6s, 3 5s, 4 4s, 4 3s, and then 2 2s. And so those are the cards you need for the activity. With approximately, up to 40 students can actually play this activity with just those cards. If you have more students, then you're going to need more cards. Now, the part of this activity that I love the most is the idea that you can leave the market. In the other activities I've seen, students that have a low willingness to pay, so a low demand where they're only going to pay like $3 for something, can end up selling it for a loss. And I don't like that. I don't like the idea of students buying something for $5 that they only would be willing to pay $3 for. So in this activity, I have the leave the market option, where students sit down for 20 seconds and then slam on the door and then decide to leave the market if they want to leave the market. So if you go back and watch the beginning of the video, you'll see I go over this activity with all the students. I go over the rules and the structure and how they actually do it, and then actually do the different rounds. And there's 4 different rounds. In round 1, it's an unregulated market, so it just gets to equilibrium. And then round 2, there's a price ceiling. In round 3, there's a decrease in the demand for the product. In this case, the product is handshake. So that's all the students have to do is give handshakes. And then the last one, there's a tax on handshakes. And so basically, the students are put in a scenario where there's an equilibrium, and then I start changing the market on them, and I ask them to predict what's going to happen to the market before it actually happens. And as you can see, it's a super fun activity. Students are super involved. They're yelling, they're screaming, I want to buy a handshake, I want to sell a handshake, and they're reporting in the price to me, so I'm keeping track of all the data at the same time. Hey, the last thing I want to point out really quickly, right now I am teaching only 3/5, and so I'm not even a full-time teacher anymore because I'm taking less time for teaching students, and I'm out making YouTube videos and doing more stuff with my business. So I would like you to please take a look at the stuff that I sell online, my teacher resources, and definitely the Ultimate Review Packet. If you teach AP Economics, or you're a college professor, or you just want to help out me and say, hey, I like what you're doing, I want to keep supporting you, please take a look at my Ultimate Review Packet. A bulk discount, if you got a lot of students who want to get this thing, it's only $5 for you guys. It's $10 for everybody else. But getting that actually helps me continue to fund this channel, and it allows me to make up the difference of money I'm losing by not teaching by making more and more videos to get economics out there. So thank you so much for watching my videos, and until next time, yah! Okay, this is the class of 2017 right here. Right now I'm going to show you a magic trick. I learned this magic trick. This is all related to economics, so just trust me. I learned this magic trick when I was in high school, and I was at a party once, and this guy showed it to me. I was like, how did he do that? I'm going to actually show you the trick, which I shouldn't do because magic's not supposed to show, but you're going to see. So go ahead and stand right here. Please don't talk during the magic trick. Just watch the whole thing. Go ahead and pick 3 cards, any 3 cards you want. Not that one. Just joking. Any 3 cards. Don't let me see them. Good. Really quickly show them to everybody else so they can see that those cards are real, and you have them. Go ahead and show them. Oh, you guys are supposed to do that. Oh, for a magic trick. Oh, all right, cover them, cover them, cover them. Now, face them facing down in my hands. Facing down so I cannot see them, okay? All right, here is the trick. Good, I am going to guess the cards that he has. Give me 2 seconds here. Magic pirate trick. Should I do some pirate voice? Yar, here you go. Great, all right, take that one. Great, tell me what that one was. It's okay, just tell me that one.
10.
That was a 10, all right, take that one. All right, that one was a 9 of diamonds. Show the class. Yeah! And this one must be the 6 of diamonds right here.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah! Hey, give me a round of applause. Yeah! Great. Now, what's funny, do you know what I did?
No.
Do you guys know what I did? Yeah. You were there? I did. Don't tell them. Do you guys know what I did? Yeah. You saw? Did you see? Good, to you guys it's magic. To you guys it's not magic. Why is it not magic to you? Because you saw what?
What you did.
You saw the trick behind it. Do you agree? But he has no clue. He's like, that's freaking magic. It's amazing. Economics is not magic. What happens in markets is not magic. It's knowing what's going on behind the scenes. Let's turn this way. Do it over again. All right? So the rest of you guys can actually see. All right, pick any 3 cards. Go quick. I'm giving you a trick. You can use this at parties. Well, not to each other. Not that. Okay, go. Good. Put them facing down. Great, here we go. I didn't see them, it's okay. All right, go ahead and take that one. Great, all right, go ahead and tell me that one. I don't know that one, go ahead and tell me that one.
9 of hearts.
Oh, okay, All right, take that one. Oh no, not that one. Take that one. That must be the 4 of diamonds. Oh my gosh! This must be the 2 of hearts. Amazing! Do you know what I did?
No.
It's amazing, it's magic. Now, it's not magic. Good. Really quickly, some people might not have seen it. Tell the person next to what I did. Go ahead and show him. He still doesn't know, and that's okay. I don't know what happened. I was holding it in my hand. When I handed it to you, I go like this. So I looked at the next one when I handed you the first one. So I saw it. I was looking at it. Great. Awesome. All right, stop, bring it in. The reason, and I would make the argument, the only reason you're in this class, it's good to learn how the economy and the government work, that's all good. The real reason you're here is because other people think things are magical, that you'll be like, yeah, I totally understand why that's happening for sure. Like right now, there's this whole conversation about the EpiPen, and the company keeps raising the price, and is that good or is it bad? Whether it's good or bad, you can understand the economics to understand why. You will never see a gas station with a sale. There'll never be a half-off gas station sale ever, and you'll know why. And if you ever ran a gas station, you're like, oh, good, I understand why. There's a reason for that, right? These are the concepts you're learning, not magic, it's economics. Make sense? Yes. Great, awesome. Now it's time for the big final reveal of the major concept I want you to learn, right? What time's the bell ring? We got plenty of time. I'm going to give out candy, but of course I'm not going to give out candy to everybody because of scarcity. Not everybody can have a candy, and it sucks. Some people don't get a candy, and I feel bad for you if you don't get one. But if I were to give out candy, let's say randomly, it's very inefficient. So I'm teaching you economics. I know you're focused on the candy, but I'm teaching you economics. So right now I have 4 different candies I'll be giving out, right? There are Starburst, Snickers, a Blow Pop, and then 3, I'll get a different color, 3 different Jolly Ranchers. Now, if I were to randomly give these things out, it's a very inefficient way of distributing resources. First of all, obviously if I just gave it, all right, here you go, Julian, right? He gave it all to him. That seems unfair. Why is that unfair?
Because it's super random.
It's just, yeah. You're like, well, I really want it. And you're like, well, he's closer, so he gets it. And like, well, how is that fair? It seems unfair. Do you agree? Yeah. Yes? No, it also would be unfair just to give it to people I like who have nice smiles or just attractive girls or attractive guys or something. That's not a very good way of distributing resources. Do you agree? A little sketchy, yeah. What's the most effective way to get this out? For example, if I were just to throw them out, that's ineffective. For example, is anybody allergic to peanuts, Snickers? Right, Lucy, if I were to say, okay, here you go, she'd be like, well, this is useless to me. I have no value whatsoever for this. This is the last one she'd ever want. In fact, this is like death for you. No, you don't die? Who would die? Anybody would die from this? You die from this? Yeah. So this is like, not only is it not candy, this is poison. what I'm saying? So for me to randomly give it out, it seems very inefficient. So what's a more efficient way of getting something out there?
Rewarding people who have the highest scores.
Yeah, but highest scores doesn't make sense either. Because if I say, okay, you have the highest score, you get the Snickers. That's not very effective. Why? Yeah, I have to find out who wants it. How do you figure out who wants stuff in our system?
You just put it on the floor and have people grab.
What do you do? I'm waiting for someone to say it.
Ask them.
How do you ask them? How do you find out who wants them the most?
Census.
No, and you guys have you ever been shopping in your life? You don't walk in, I really want an iPad. I really want one. Like, well, you deserve it then, because you want it the most. That's not how this system works. How do you know someone wants the iPad? Say it nice and loud, Javi.
They want to pay for it.
They pay for it. They're willing to give up something for it, right? They're willing to say, yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. So I'm going to buyers. Only buyers, sellers, you're on your own. Buyers, you're on your own. I'm going to sell the candy based on your score. You can only bid up to the actual score you have. So who wants a Snickers for 1 point? You got to yell out. So yell out any numbers.
I do.
Okay, so obviously we have too many people who want it. What are we going to do?
Raise the price.
Raise the price. Hello. Thank you so much. All right, so you guys start raising the price. I'm not going to do it for you. Where'd you go? Who's doing it?
$2.
4.
3, 5, 4, 10. Wait, what?
10, going once.
11, 12.
17.
17, 30, going once. Going twice. Sold, 30. Give her a round of applause. Well done. There you go. Notice, Elora did not bid. Why not?
Because she's allergic.
She doesn't want it, and that's fine. That's how the system should work. That's exactly. Look up. Stop talking. It's getting annoying. All right, I'm going to give you guys Starburst. Who wants Starburst? Buyers only. Just yell it out. Give me a number. 5, 6, 10,
30.
30, 30, going once. 31, going once. Going twice. Sold at 31. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Buyers have like 31.
I'm coming to you guys next. Don't worry. Jolly Ranchers, you get 3 of them. I'll get to you guys in a second. 5, 10, going once.
5.
How much?
25.
25, going 30, going once. You already used your 30.
See, that's what I.
Yeah, you already used your 30. Yeah, you got that with it.
25.
25, going once, twice. Sold, 25. She didn't buy it? Who bought it? He bought it. You want 30? Oh, I'm sorry, I got lost. You want 30? There you go. There you go. All right, last one, blow pop, going $1. One score.
29.
29. Going once. Going twice. There you go. Done. All right. Before I sell it to you guys, look up. This is a big aha moment for you. So don't look down, look up. I'm going to get you guys to just check out. Let's say the going equilibrium price for candy was 25 cents. Don't look down, look up. Make sure you get this. Who gets candy in our system? Take a look. Somebody's willing to pay $5. They really love that candy. How much do they actually pay? They don't pay $5. Look again. What did you pay? You paid 25. You paid equilibrium. Someone's willing to pay like $4 for a piece of candy. They really want it. They really like it. And what do they pay? 25 cents. You agree? All the people who would pay the most get it. The guy who's willing to pay 26 cents gets it. Now look up. What about the person willing to pay 15 cents for this candy? They don't get it. They have to leave the market. Like, you know what? I'm not worth it. It's not. I don't want it enough. If they wanted it more, then they'd be willing to pay more for it. Who gets stuff in our system? This doesn't sound like it's anything big. This is magical. It's amazing. Who gets stuff in our system? The people who want it the most. Not just the people who have the highest incomes. It's the people who want it the most. I mean, I have a high income, but there's some things I don't want, right? So it all depends on who gets it. The people who want it the most. Who sells it? The people who can sell it at the lowest cost, right? So it's sold by people who are like, oh, I want to sell it for 2 cents, but I can sell it for 25 cents. The people with the highest cost, let's say it costs you $1 to produce candy, well, guess what? You're out of the market. No one wants to buy it from you because you have way too high a cost. Make sense? This is a big concept. Look up, don't look down. The people who want stuff in our system get it, and it's sold by the people who have the lowest possible cost. Extremely efficient system. Right? It's way, I mean, people complain about capitalism. Capitalism sucks. Capitalism is the only thing that we got that works. Communism doesn't work. It's inefficient. If I gave you Snickers, it doesn't work. You might not want Snickers. The buying system works better. Now, who do you have to blame if you don't have a high score? Let's say you don't have enough money. Whose fault is it?
Ourselves.
It's yourselves. I mean, you can be like, well, the government's not giving me a Ferrari. I want a Ferrari. Right? If you want a Ferrari, what do you want to do? What do you got to do? You got to go work. You got to invent something, do something that people actually want, and they get that money. Now, let's be honest. There's all sorts of other problems in society. There's racism and sexism and horrible education for minorities. And so, yes, there are some people who are held down, but in general, if you want to have success in life, it is up to you to get that success. If you want to pay for things, you want things, you got to earn the money to be able to pay for them. That's way better than asking the government, because the government's very inefficient. The government can't decide who wants the most, right? And who wants it the most. Prices do that. That's what price signals do. Great, now I'm going to go to the sellers. Sellers, I'm going to sell